Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I go by the name of Leo, and if you've gone on my page, it's because you like what you're seeing. Today, we're gonna go through the face-to-face interview. All right, I'm here. I got the coffee ready. I got some Alicia Keys playing, you know. Let's do it, guys. You ready? I'm ready. Okay, great. I actually made some notes. I'll probably still jump off on tangents. That's me, sorry. Hopefully you have gone through all of those first steps and you have just received your email stating congratulations, you are coming to the face-to-face interview, and you're freaking out and everyone's excited for you and you're excited, but you know that you're nervous as a mob. You know what I'm saying? You're nervous as hell. I was very nervous. I didn't know what to expect. You can watch as many videos as you want to watch and it will never prepare you, but hopefully I can help you a little bit more. You've watched these videos 15 times and you still don't feel prepared. I will give you my experience of what I went through, okay guys? Are we ready? First things first, pick a session that is early in the day. The reason I say that is, think about it. You know that there are gonna be recruiters there, and you know there are gonna be a lot of people there. You are one of 3% of hundreds of thousands of people that got chosen for this. Pick that early session. You don't want these recruiters to have seen 50,000 people already, and then it's you. And then you gotta try and stick out or whatever. Why don't you try to wake up early, get the day started, pick an early session. Boom. Hotel accommodations. If you do not live close, most likely you will be flown out. The company that I went for did not pay for my hotel accommodations. Luckily for me, I had an uncle that lived in the same state, about 45 minutes away from where I needed to be. I stayed there. Because I took an early session, my session was at 7 a.m. Because I took an early session, I got flown in the day before. And I got to spend the whole day with the fam, and I haven't seen him in so many years. I think it was like 3 years. He was living all over the world for a while, then he bought a house in that state. My family, my parents, they don't travel. You know, they're older Hispanic and Arabic people, and they're Middle Eastern people, and they just, not with the traveling. They traveled here as immigrants and they're not trying to go to any other state. They're just old school like that. They don't like planes. And you do, that's why you're here. So, what to wear? What I wore a suit. I'm wearing business attire. As a gentleman, I will wear business attire to an interview. Ladies, you want to wear business attire. When I was there, I saw a lot of women with a nice dress on with a suit jacket. Suit jacket, I'm not sure what it's called for women, but it stops right here. It's like a crop top suit jacket. But they were killing it. They was looking fly, the guys were looking fly. Everybody was doing their thing. You want to stand out, but you don't want to stand out in the sense where you're like peacocking. And if you don't know what peacocking is, it's kind of when you're overdoing it in a sense. You want to look nice, you know. Don't wear hoop earrings. You want to wear some pearl earrings. If you have pearls or something light, you know, studs, very small studs. You don't want to overdo it. Men, don't wear your earrings. I have 2 holes. I used to have gauges in my ears. I used to have regular earrings in my ears. I stopped obviously when I realized that your ears don't come back after that. So I stopped, luckily enough, before they got too big. No one wear earrings, please. Do me a favor. As far as gentlemen go, do not wear your earring. If you have a nose ring, take your nose ring off. If you have rings and things like me, try not to wear it. You understand that you're going to a business interview that could potentially change your entire life. I want to tell you guys a little bit about my experience. But before that, you're going to be nervous. You just have to make sure that you are prepared. The one tip that I was given and I followed through with, and I really think it made a difference, was I interviewed with someone face to face, okay? Meaning you will be asked the same types of questions that you've always been asked in this interview process, behavioral based questions. You have those stories in your head already about the times that all this crazy stuff happened because you did it in your video interview, you did it in your phone interview. Even in your test assessments, they ask you, what would you do if this happens? Those are all behavioral-based questions, so be confident in that. Understand you are that person that has put hours and hours and hours and hours into studying your questions, into being ready for whatever they throw at you. You're ready. You're ready to go. You're ready to do this. You know, believe in yourself. Be prepared. Get to sleep early. Recite things in your head to put you to sleep. Don't count sheep, right? Like, you want to be ready. So I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I did not sleep. I did run some things over through my head. As you guys will probably understand that it's gonna be hard to sleep. You will get some sleep, but I think I woke up to pee about 3 times that night. It got to the point where I would just wake up and like have these like nightmares because I'm like, oh my God, like, did I wake up late? I woke up about 3 times, but I was ready. I knew I was ready. I had doubts. I was nervous the whole time. When I walk into the place, there's already at least 35 people there. And I got there about 45 minutes earlier and there were already like 35 people there. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Other prospective flight attendants, we're all here for an interview. We all got flown in for the most part. You're not alone. Everyone is going to be as nervous as you. Everyone is gonna have these jitters. As soon as I walk in, I have to pee. It's a nervous thing of mine, I guess. When I'm nervous, I pee a lot, even if nothing's coming out. So, like, you know, just missed. Nah, I'm sorry. I walk in, I have to pee. They make me sit down. They go through a couple of things to begin with. I really have to pee. Everyone is sitting there and talking. You're nervous, guys, right? But you're sitting up straight, sitting upright. You're dressed like a movie star, you know? Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, you're dressed very nice and you're ready for this. Sorry to say, but you're competing, right? I had someone speak to me saying that they were really scared about small talk. Any tips when it comes to small talk in between the sessions, your interview sessions and your group interactive sessions? For my company anyways, we were given time to interact with each other. You have to understand something. Listen, there's this misconception that they're watching you as soon as you hit the airplane. All I'm gonna say is, if they are watching you, be yourself. Because if you get on that airplane and you're not yourself, if they're watching you the whole time, you have to be that same person. So, long story short, I have to pee. There was a gentleman there that I met. He ended up getting hired with me, getting a CJO with me. Very friendly, everyone was very friendly. I realized something. I realized that some people weren't as genuine as others. And believe it or not, that does come out, okay? They can see that. I saw it. So if I can see it, these people who are trained to spot potential flight attendants, they can see it as well. Duh, that's a no-brainer. So I'm looking around and I see this one gentleman. There was people there that I thought were aces in the hole. I thought that they were gonna get this position. There was a guy that spoke 5 different languages. There were women, like, everyone is just sitting there looking great in their suits and their dresses. I thought I bombed it. So boom, so now we're in, right? We're in. I'm surrounded by about 35 people. More people start coming in. In total, there was about 65 of us. They put us in this big room. They already have everything pre-assigned for you. Understand? Because I was surprised. The name tag had, those people already know who's gonna be assigned to you, what groups you're gonna be in. They have assigned people that are going to be watching you, amongst other people, but they are in charge of this group, they're in charge of that group. I was a part of a group, because my last name is Bojos. BOJOS, so I guess last name had something to do with it. I also went for my Spanish speaking, to be a Spanish speaker, which is something that I explained to you guys in a previous video. So a gentleman asked me to stand up after they separated us into our groups, asked me to stand up, and he's like, come with me. We go into the room. Lo and behold, I'm nervous. I'm drinking a lot of water. I've used the bathroom about 5 times. All those different types of questions that I was asked, in hindsight, I realized that they asked me those same exact questions. They were all just worded differently. And it's behavioral-based questions. It's, what do you do if you see someone stealing or someone doing something they're not supposed to? And you answer that. And I'm not gonna go through my answer with you guys, because I might have already in a previous video. Listen, the best advice I was also given, other than practice face-to-face, is realize that you are working for a company and you represent that company. So put yourself in a position as an administrator or someone of power and answer the questions accordingly. You know, they want to hear those answers about safety, health, integrity. All these things tie into what they want to hear. So if they ask you a question, what do you do if you catch a coworker, or explain to me a time that you caught someone stealing, what would they do? Duh. You always want to try to flip it to a positive at the end, but we went through all this in the video interview thing that I did. What I will say is this: he called me in. I thought I really bombed, but I just knew that after seeing all these people that were super duper fake, it's like, yo, I'm gonna be me, you know? I sat up straight though, which isn't me. I kind of slouched a little bit, but I sat up straight and I did my damn thing. I talked to him and I made him laugh, kind of. He didn't smirk. It wasn't really a laugh. I try to be funny. Another nervous tick of mine. Side note: when people cry, I laugh. I start doing that. Yeah. That's the hardest part. The first part was the hardest part, was the face-to-face interview itself. The whole time, obviously, you think you're doing the worst, but if you put the time in, you know, deep down inside, you know, you cross your fingers and you say, I practiced for this, I deserve this. Be interactive, you know. If they ask a question, you know, and you have a decent answer to it, if any flight attendant does, mind you, there's about 40 or 50 people there watching you, flight attendants, HR people, you know, and there's a whole bunch of you guys. It's easy to get lost in the mix. Understand that everyone has the same goal, and you're gonna see people real like, you know, like, it just, you can smell that faux leather coming off that bag, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I just decided to be myself. And that is the best thing you can do. Be yourself. Forget that there are people watching you. You interact with those other people. There was one woman, she was a lawyer, but if you guys have ever watched something like Curb Your Enthusiasm or like Seinfeld, her personality was awesome, and she was a lawyer. She was an older woman, and me and her clicked, and we were just making fun, and she was making fun of me because I used the bathroom like 25 times. I kept drinking water. I was getting cotton mouth. The nervousness was always there, but slowly but surely, I started getting comfortable and I started being myself, you know? Yes, I was using the bathroom all the time. There was one flight attendant who asked me, he goes, so where are you from? Thank you. Literally, he's like, where are you from, Leo? I'm like, thank you. And he's like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm nervous. And he's like, no, it's cool. Everyone was really friendly. There's a type, there's definitely a type of, when there comes to flight attendant, you have to be willing to jump outside your shell to just be as genuine as possible. Long story short, make sure you sit straight up. Make sure that whenever you speak with someone, really listen and really care, and understand that you will have conversations with people, because everyone should be able to speak to each other. I got the job. Everyone is different. All of their sessions are different. So the way I got hired might be different than the way someone else got hired. It was really cool, really fulfilling. Just make sure that you are prepared. That's why I push this off, because it's not really something you can tell someone. All I can tell you guys is what I told you. They split you off into groups. Other than the face-to-face, everything else is group interactive. So be communicative, be friendly, be supportive. Do not try to take the limelight. Do not try to take the spotlight. That gentleman that spoke 5 languages, he was the most out there, the laughing really hard, slapping the knee and doing all the crazy stuff, and he was the first one gone. I'm not gonna tell you how I knew he was the first one gone. I don't wanna ruin that for any of you guys, if it does happen the way it happened to me. But I will tell you that everyone I spoke to had a different, they all had different experiences on how it was done, how they knew it was them. Some people got emails afterwards. I didn't. I received my CJO while I was there, and it was the best feeling other than graduating. It was honestly the best feeling ever. And till this day, I'm happy. And till this day, I sing my praises, and I'm just excited, you know, I'm excited for this step. Listen, guys, thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe. Yo, mi gente, thank you so much for listening to this story and my rants. I will be sure to post another video. If you guys have any more questions, any questions about what I told you, it might have been a bit vague, please shoot it to me, all right? soultheflyer@gmail.com, Soul the Architect on IG and Snapchat. I am on Twitter, but I'd rather not tell you guys what that is. That's when I get ratchet, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, peace, love, prosperity. Thank you so much. Bye.